Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to each of you in the hall to the presidential induction of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. As you can see right there behind me, we are now witnessing the arrival of our distinguished invitees, including our chief guest for this evening, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, who is the Counselor, Embassy of Brazil in Colombo. We also have our guest of honor, General Shavendra Silva, Chief of Defense Staff, and our other distinguished guests and invitees being welcomed right outside by the committee members of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are welcoming our distinguished guests, allow me now to take this opportunity to introduce to all of you the Council of 2022-2023 of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, who will soon be joining us in the hall. We have Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa taking charge as President. He is the Chairman of the National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol and Vice President of the WHO Convention on Tobacco Control. We have Dr. Janaki Vidanapatirana, President-elect, Consultant Community Physician, Director, Policy Analysis and Development at the Ministry of Health. Dr. Kumudu Veerakone, Honorary Secretary, Registrar in Community Medicine. Dr. Tusita Kahaduwa, who is Honorary Treasurer. Dr. Ranga Pereira, Vice President, Consultant Oncological Surgeon, Dean, Faculty of Allied Health Sciences, Kotalavala Defence University. We have Dr. Ishanka Talagala, who is Editor, Consultant Community Physician, Senior Lecturer, Faculty of Medicine at the University of Moratuwa. Dr. Senitha Lianage, Assistant Secretary, Consultant in Emergency Medicine. We also have the other members of the committee, including Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga, who will soon be our immediate past president. She is Additional Secretary, Public Health Service, Ministry of Health. Dr. Dumindu Vijayawardena, immediate past secretary. Dr. Pushpa Veerasinghe, immediate past treasurer. Dr. Renuka Jayatissa, consultant community physician and president of the Sri Lanka Medical Nutrition Association. Dr. Preeti Vijayagunawardena, president Palliative Care Association of Sri Lanka. Professor Saman Nanayakara, consultant anesthesiologist. Dr. Denzel Gunasekara, consultant radiologist. Dr. Kalpani Vijayawardena, Dr. Kelum Pelpola, Dr. Amilo Isiru, Dr. Puvudu De Silva, Dr. Buddhika Mahesh, Dr. Hilary Fernando, Dr. Kitsri Senanayaka, Dr. Tushan Gunaratna, Dr. Chaya Vitanachi, and Dr. Rangana Wadugedra. We welcome all of them in our midst right now. This is the Council of 2022-2023 alongside our distinguished guests for this evening. Our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, and our guest of honor, General Shavendra Silva. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now rise to welcome our guests in our midst as they make their way into the hall in a ceremonial procession. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that resplendent welcome, I invite you all to please remain standing because as we begin with our ceremony, it's customary in our part of the world to begin with the lighting of the oil lamp, signifying an auspicious start to our proceedings. To do the honors of the traditional lamp lighting, I'd like to invite the following dignitaries to please join us, including our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, Councillor, Embassy of Brazil in Colombo, our guest of honor, General Shavendra Silva, Chief of Defence Staff. We will also like to invite His Excellency Tariq Muhammad Ariful Islam, High Commissioner of Bangladesh to Sri Lanka, His Excellency Andres Marcelo Gonzalez Garrido, Ambassador of the Republic of Cuba, Honorable Sisira Jayakodi, State Minister of Indigenous Medicine, Honorable Duminder Disanaika, Honorable Asanga Navaratna, Honorable Dr. Gayashan Navananda. We'd like to also invite Mr. Janaka Shri Chandragupta, who is the Secretary to the Ministry of Health, Major General Milinda Piris, Mr. Nandalal Hettiarachi, Mr. Ravi Karnaratna, Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga, outgoing President, College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, incoming President, College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, and Dr. Kumudu Veerakoon, Honorary Secretary, College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Thank you. Please remain standing, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite our dignitaries to take their seat on stage. We'd like to invite our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, our guest of honor, General Shavendra Silva. We'd also like to invite our outgoing president, Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga, our incoming president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, and our honorary secretary, Dr. Kumudu Veerakoon. And as our dignitaries join us up on stage, ladies and gentlemen, please do remain standing now for the national anthem of Sri Lanka.
Lanka Mata, Upper Sri Lanka, Namo, 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 Namo Mata. Sundara Siri Barini, Surandi Ati Sogamana Lanka. Dana Dana Nekamal. Jeevan Demini, Nitina Apa Kubu
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may please take your seats now. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening to all of you in the audience and a very warm welcome to the presidential induction of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, at the very outset, as we begin with our proceedings this evening, allow me to introduce to you this new college. The College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka was founded just last year on the 9th of October. And this professional body was established to promote evidence-based palliative medicine and palliative care in the country. The special nature of this college is that it consists of diverse, multidisciplinary medical professionals uniting under one umbrella to reach the single goal of improving the quality of life of palliative patients in the island. This college was formed to achieve a unified forum to advocate for a collaborative partnership between key stakeholders as well as policymakers to advance palliative care services in our country. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, as we mark the presidential induction ceremony of our college, we commemorate yet another glorious and significant milestone in the journey of this college. This evening, a new president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, assumes office as he pledges to strive in setting and redefining standards of excellence for this institution. The theme for Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa's presidency is Healing Hearts and Communities. And as our evening progresses, ladies and gentlemen, we will be happy to share with all of you more details on the very significant meaning behind this thoughtful theme. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, as we now commence our presidential induction ceremony here this evening, we would of course like to start off by extending a warm welcome to each of you in the audience who have joined us here today. And so to now officially begin our proceedings and deliver the opening address, it's my pleasure to welcome to the lectern the outgoing president of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Dr. Lakshmi Somatonga.
Iboan. Chief guest today, Mr. Ronald Cardoso, Council of Embassy of Brazil. Guest of honor today, General Shamindra Silva, Chief of Defense Staff. Excellencies, the ambassadors present here, the Council and the members of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, all health officials, representatives of development partners and academia, all the distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today, I stand before you as the pioneer and outgoing president of College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, at the occasion of induction of the second president of the college to do the pleasing task of welcoming all of you. We are honored by your presence. Our college was born last year, when the World Palliative Care Day was celebrated all over the world. Sri Lanka celebrated it meaningfully by creating a professional college on the subject, which was the need of the country. Mr. Cardoso, Ronald Cardoso, our chief guest today, adds glamour to our event, and we welcome you with much respect. Our guest of honor today, General Shamindra Silva, is gracing the occasion. We welcome you with much gratitude. Our council members are our pride, and I welcome all of you on behalf of the college. Also, our membership is our strength, and I welcome all of you who are present here today. All other officials, excellencies, distinguished invitees, and ladies and gentlemen, we consider your presence today not just honoring an invitation, but also honoring the specialty of palliative medicine. Facing the challenge of whatever, whether it is COVID-19 or economic crisis, my council and I did our best to the college. Before concluding, it is good to see a flashback of activities of the past council. Ladies and gentlemen, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I hope the upcoming council also continues its activities to the best of its abilities, in which I am also an ex officio member as the past president, by wishing another successful year. And once again, by welcoming each one of you, I conclude my welcome speech. May all beings be happy and healthy.
Thank you very much to Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga, who is the pioneer president of this college, for giving us that wonderful overview of the accomplishments of the past year under your presidency, and also, of course, for welcoming our audience. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we will be witnessing the induction of Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa as the second president of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. To now officially introduce our new president to you, I'd like to once again invite back our outgoing president of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's put our hands together for Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga.
Ayubowan once again. Dr. Samadhi Vishwanath Rajapaksa, holding the post of the chairman of the National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol Sri Lanka, was born on 6th of February 1977. He is a past pupil of Ananda College, Colombo. Having entered the Faculty of Medicine, Vitebsk State Medical University of Belarus, he graduated in 2002 with MD with honors. His first appointment as an intern house officer was at the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital. After serving in Eastern Province, he was attached to the National Cancer Institute, Maharagama, at the Surgical Oncology Department. He was the medical officer in charge for the patient's liaison and counseling center at NCI, Maharagama. Dr. Rajapaksa is fascinated by about palliative care, where he started his palliative care career back in 2003 by founding Cancer Care Association of Sri Lanka. Today, it has grown to a leading cancer care and palliative care provider in the country with approved charity status. He is in charge of 46-bedded cancer care hospice at Kurundankulama, Anuradhapura, and he is the founder chairman of Palliative Care Trust of Sri Lanka. Dr. Rajapaksa founded the Institute of Palliative Medicine at Nupe, Matara in 2018. In 2011, he pioneered to establish community-based palliative care services in the country by introducing Karapitiya model of home-based palliative care. He is well equipped with knowledge and training in palliative medicine, where he was the first medical officer to follow a certificate course in pain and palliative medicine in 2013 from Trivandrum Institute of Palliative Science, Kerala, India, and enrolled with postgraduate diploma in palliative medicine, University of Cardiff, United Kingdom. He followed the Master Trainer program to enhance palliative care capacity and leadership conducted by Asia Pacific Hospice Palliative Care Network and Lien Foundation of Singapore from 2015 to 2017. Dr. Rajapaksa was awarded many national and international awards and grants, including the UICC Asia Pacific Cancer Society Training Grant, India, in 2013 and Australia in 2016. He has vast international exposure by representing many workshops on palliative care. He is a member of the Asia Pacific Hospice and Palliative Care Network, the European Association of Palliative Care, and the American Academy of Hospice and Palliative Medicine. In 2019, Dr. Rajapaksa delivered the Mallika Rani Koja oration conducted by the Palliative Care Association of Sri Lanka, where he is a board member. Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa is a multi-talented person. He is qualified with PhD in Buddhist philosophy, Masters in Pali and Buddhist studies, Ayurveda, counseling, and currently he is reading for MBA. He is a professional Kandyan dancer who obtained Visharada in Kandyan dancing, and he was honored with the Presidential Award for Dancing in Belarus and granted the Yuri Gagarin Diploma for the upliftment of intercultural relationship between Sri Lanka and Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and honor to read the citation of Dr. Samadhi Vishwanath Rajapaksa for the induction of the President of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be formally inducting the new president, and to do that, we will now be witnessing the awarding of the Presidential Medal to honor and recognize the new president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa. Also, we'd like to let you know Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa is also the founder of this college, so it's a very special moment indeed. We'd like to invite the Presidential Medal to now be brought forward as we have the Presidential Medal being awarded by our past president. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together now for Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, the new president of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. And of course, we have one more thing to do, madam. We have to now award the past president's medal to our past president, Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga. We'd like to invite the past president's medal to be brought forward. And of course, this medal will be presented by our current president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now put our hands together for our past president, Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga, as we thank her for a wonderful past year of service as our pioneer president. Thank you very much, ma'am. On that note, we say thank you to Dr. Lakshmi for her wonderful contribution to the college, and also, of course, at the same time, we congratulate and wish the very best to our new president and his council for a year of great success to follow. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, on the occasion of our presidential induction, it's now our privilege to hear from the newly elected president of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa.
Each year, an estimated 40 million people are in need of palliative care. 78% of them people live in low and middle income countries. For children, 98% of those needing palliative care live in low and middle income country. Worldwide, only about 14% of people who need palliative care currently receive it. When you consider COVID-19 situation, globally, there have been 614 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 6.5 million deaths occurred. In Sri Lanka, total cases of COVID-19 marked as 670,000 cases. Out of those, 16,700 deaths occurred. Mr. Ronald Cardoso, the Counselor, Embassy of Brazil in Colombo, today's chief guest. Chief of Defense Staff, General Shavendra Silva, today's guest of honor. Your Excellencies, Vice Chancellor of the Sri General Kotalavala Defense Academy, Major General Milinda Piris, representatives from other professional colleges and institutes, past president and my dear council members, and all the other distinguished invitees. Today, we commemorate the World Hospice and Palliative Care Day. It provides us with a vital opportunity to raise awareness and support palliative care from communities and governments. This year's theme is Healing Hearts and Communities, Never Alone, united in grief and humanity. We are all connected through the universal experience of grief, yet dying and death are often uncomfortable topics people are reluctant to talk about. Community support and everyday acts of compassion for adults and children living with serious illnesses at the edge of their life are essential in improving the quality of life. This includes families that need bereavement support. Palliative care is a major unmet need across the world. Some 18 million people die every year with pain and suffering due to lack of access. Much of the problem of lack of care is caused by a lack of awareness of all that a palliative care approach encompasses, including home-based care, and why it is important. Healing hearts and communities, recognizing that the experience of grief and the need to heal unites humans worldwide. With more than 6 million deaths worldwide during the COVID-19 pandemic, resulting in tremendous strain on the healthcare system and unprecedented grief and suffering for health workers and caregivers. In addition, several conflicts and wars are taking place around the globe, resulting in millions of families and caregivers grieving the deaths of family and friends, experiencing social isolation and property destruction. Honoring life and grief normalize what makes us human and unites us in compassion and to support each other during difficult times. Hospice and palliative care services are essential in supporting people throughout illnesses, including providing grief and bereavement care to prevent a mental health burden that can lead to decreased health for patients, families, and caregivers. Each year, over 60 million people die on our planet. Recent research found that an average of 9 people grieve for each death, which is more than 500 million bereaved annually. For each death, an average of 16 people attended a funeral or memorial, with over 1 billion people each year attending a service. The scale of grieving worldwide is enormous. Yet societies tend to marginalize the bereaved rather than provide extra layers of support. As I mentioned, due to COVID-19 pandemic, more than 16,000 deaths occurred in Sri Lanka. Most of the funerals were unattended, even by the closest family members. Funeral rituals did not take place. With the massive influence of Buddhistic aspects on the Sri Lankan culture, we are very rich and methodical in having funeral rituals. Therefore, the grieving process and bereavement care have been carefully selected and practiced over the period of time. With high philosophical input, we take death as a part of our life, and the meaning of life is that it ends one day. Nevertheless, not only the period of civil war, but also during COVID-19 pandemic, our own societies experienced significant amount of loss and grief. The College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, as an apex body in palliative medicine, is highly concerned and urge the following call for action. Government to commit to developing national grief strategies, to identify gaps, best practice, at least prioritize by 2030. National grief strategies should include evidence-based public health measures, best practice for organizations and healthcare providers, and community consultations. Grief and bereavement affects everyone, yet many people are not comfortable with these conversations. National strategies must include approach such as public awareness campaigns, use of advanced care planning, healthcare provider education on grieving, and healthy coping strategies to build the capacity of individuals and communities to support the grieving. We must incorporate our cultural aspects and belief systems, faith and rituals among us, especially dealing with loss and grief and bereavement care. I take this opportunity to pay my gratitudes to my parents, family, my teachers, special thanks to my wife, a big thank to you, the past president, and the council for all the support given. Healing hearts and communities, never alone and united in grief and humanity. I thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that was quite an unexpected performance for many of you. A surprise to have this as a part of our presidential induction here this evening. But yet I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this performance is actually very apt to the theme for our presidential year, which is healing hearts and communities. Allow me to explain this particular performance to you. I know all of our Sri Lankan audience members are already well versed, but for the benefit of our foreign guests in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a few minutes to explain this performance to you. Now, Thowil is a village ceremony in which we exorcise mental or physical illnesses in Sri Lanka. A dancer dresses up as a demon, which you just saw right now. And this demon, who he dresses up, is considered responsible for the particular ailment, which then can be vanquished before the patient's eyes. So our theme for this year, Healing Hearts and Communities, is all about a holistic approach to patient care. And we want to highlight the importance of our cultural rituals and our cultural traditions in the healing of grief. So it's indeed very apt to have this performance, ladies and gentlemen, because it's so intertwined with our Sri Lankan folk ritual of healing, and therefore it's so significant to our proceedings here today. And also a special aspect of this performance, ladies and gentlemen, is also thanks to the fact that Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa himself is a very accomplished maestro in dancing, all forms of Sri Lankan dance. And of course, it is his vision and intention to integrate the rich culture of Sri Lanka, whether it's our dance or whether it's our ritual, to integrate this rich culture into our medical practice so that we have a holistic care and patient management in the field of palliative medicine. So that is a brief explanation as to what we just witnessed right now. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to move to the rest of our proceedings here on our agenda. We'd like to inform all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa is highly recognized in the international arena of palliative medicine. In fact, on the occasion of his presidential induction today, we have received several congratulatory messages from his colleagues both in Sri Lanka and abroad. And in particular, we have received a message and a note of congratulations and recognition from the Faculty of Medicine Faceres in Brazil. So we'd now like to view this message from Professor Idiberto José Zotarelli Filho, who is Professor and Scientific Advisor at the Faculty of Medicine Faceres in Brazil. Professor Idiberto also serves as Editor-in-Chief of MedNext Journal of Medical and Health Sciences and the International Journal of Neurology. So he sends this special message for Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa. Let's take a look.
Hi, greetings. I am Professor and Dr. Idiberto José Zotarelli Filho. I hold the position of Coordinator of the Faculty of Medicine Faceres from Brazil and also President of the Institute of Teaching and Research Zotarelli Filho Scientific Work from São Paulo, Brazil. I am Professor and Coordinator of Research and Publications at the Brazilian Association of Neurology. I am also Editor-in-Chief of international journals. I am immensely grateful for the invitation of Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa to attend this board meeting of the Sri Lanka College of Palliative Medicine. It's an honor for me. as I strongly believe in the treatment potential of palliative medicine. I have known Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa for more than 3 years. He has excellent expertise in the field of palliative medicine. I have had the opportunity to interact extensively on various aspects of palliative medicine and human health related to tobacco and alcohol. His vast and practical experience in the field of palliative medicine is commendable. His contribution towards palliative care and establishment of palliative medicine in Sri Lanka is highly recognized. He founded Cancer Care Hospital in Anuradhapura, Institute of Palliative Medicine in Matara, pioneered to commence community-based palliative care by introducing Karapitua model, home-based palliative care service in Sri Lanka. He is one of the very few palliative care legends who have contributed immensely for the field of palliative medicine globally. As per the WHO definition of palliative care, it is a holistic approach of taking care of patients with life-limiting illnesses. Dr. Samadhi is very well equipped with his outstanding achievements, such as PhD in Buddhist philosophy, Masters in Ayurveda, Masters in Counseling and Administration to adequate this approach. His aesthetic, cultural, humanitarian, and religious platforms are more than sufficient to fulfill the palliative care aspects of patient management. We have recognized his significant professional and scientific performances, and he is an associate editor of the International Journal of Nutrology with impact factor of 3.7 and Mednext Journal of Medical and Health Sciences with impact factor of 1.1. Establishment of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka highlights his passion and extraordinary leadership qualities. Considering all aspects, the Faculty of Medicine São José do Rio Preto, São Paulo, Brasil, FACERES, Brazilian Association of Nutrology from São Paulo, Brazil, and the Institute of Teaching and Research with Zotarelli Filho Scientific Work from São José do Rio Preto, São Paulo, Brazil, are honored to award the International Honorary Professorship to Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa. I congratulate Professor Rajapaksa and wish him all the very best for his future endeavors. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to Professor Ediberto, who has given us that message of recognition. Of course, as Professor Ediberto mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa is today being bestowed with the International Honorary Professorship. So we congratulate Dr. Samadhi for that. Can we please put our hands together as we congratulate Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa on this accomplishment? Well, ladies and gentlemen, to now officially present the Certificate of Appointment of International Honorary Professorship to Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, I'd like to invite our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, Counselor, Embassy of Brazil in Colombo, to now join us and do the honors. We have the certificate being brought up right now. This is the Certificate of Appointment of International Honorary Professorship, as declared, of course, by Professor Ediberto on screen. And here we have the certificate being presented. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together as we congratulate Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa with an International Honorary Fellowship being bestowed this evening. Congratulations to you, Doctor, and what a wonderful recognition for our President here at the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. We'd also like to mention, ladies and gentlemen, that we have received a special note of congratulations from the First Lady of Sri Lanka, Mrs. Maitri Wickramasinghe. She has mentioned that the field of palliative medicine is very close to her heart, and Madam extends her very best wishes to Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa on assuming office as President of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. So we thank Dr. Maitri Vikramasinghe, our First Lady, for sending in her best wishes as well. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are deeply privileged that we are joined by our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, the counselor at the Embassy of Brazil in Sri Lanka. And it's now our honor to listen to our chief guest address the gathering as he shares his message with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Mr. Ronald Cardozo.
Good evening. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here this evening. I congratulate Dr. Samadhi on his induction to the presidency of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. And I would like to thank for the invitation. Thanks, Dr. Samadhi. Thanks, General De Silva. Thanks, distinguished member of the college for inviting the Brazilian Embassy in Colombo to this ceremony. It's a pleasure to represent the embassy and to be here at this moment. I didn't know actually many things about the progress and the extension of palliative medicine in my country, in Brazil. Also because it's such a big country, such a huge country, I would say. I mean, with a population of 230 million people over a very, very extended territory. And Dr. Samadhi, some days ago, updated me and the ambassador of Brazil about this progress and the importance of palliative medicine in my country that we have just heard from Dr. Ediberto Zoltarelli. I'm grateful to the President and the Council of the College for making the Embassy of Brazil and myself a part of this great event this evening. Today is the World Hospice and Palliative Care Day, as mentioned some moments before. And to commemorate this date, the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka inducting their president and the new council. Let me congratulate our dear friend, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, for inducting as the president and his newly elected council. Palliative care is everybody's business. It's a basic human right. The first hospital in Brazil was created in 1944 in the city of Rio de Janeiro, which happens to be my hometown, located in the Penha district. It was founded by the director of the National Oncology Service, Mr. Mario Prof, and the Penha Asylum was intended to assist poor patients with advanced cancer who were unable to find bed in general hospitals or in the National Oncology Service. The Brazilian Association for Palliative Care was founded in 1997, and the National Academy for Palliative Care founded in 2005. In Brazil, we have recognized palliative medicine as a medical specialization. In the last 10 years, several initiatives by the Ministry of Health have incorporated palliative care as an important strategy for the health policy. The restricted access to opioids in Latin America has been denounced in the Declaration of Florianópolis, the capital of Santa Catarina state in the south of Brazil. It constitutes an important hindrance to a successful implementation of good palliative care programs. In addition to configuring practice of legitimated abandonment imposed upon patients suffering from advanced and terminal diseases. I'm sure this college will contribute in huge way to the establishment of palliative care services in Sri Lanka. We are more than happy to collaborate with the college in terms of integrating palliative care programs between Sri Lanka and Brazil, and I'm sure we can exchange your expertise, knowledge sharing, and strengthening of academia will be possible through this initiative. Once again, on behalf of the Embassy of Brazil, I congratulate and wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, for sharing your thoughts here and also for extending your very best wishes to the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka and, of course, to our president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed very proud of our newly inducted president of this college. As you already heard previously, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa is not just the founder of this college, but he's also chairman of the National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol. He is vice president of the WHO Convention on Tobacco Control. He's also bureau member of Conference of Parties and regional coordinator of the Meeting of Parties WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. Of course, he also has another long list of accomplishments, which you've already heard in his citation, but we are sure that in his capable hands, the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka will definitely go from strength to strength. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for us to launch the official website of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. And to now do the honors of the website launch, it's my pleasure to invite our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, and our president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, to now join us as we officially reveal the new website of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. We will have the tab being brought up. Okay, it's on your digital device right there. Fantastic. So we invite our chief guest and our president to now touch the device. 3, 2, and 1. There we have it right behind us, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put our hands together for the brand new website of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. This is www.cpmsl.lk. So make sure you go and log in and check out the information that is present on our new website. Thank you very much to our chief guest and to our president for launching the official website of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to a very special part of our agenda here this evening, and that is the Palliative Medicine Excellence Awards. At the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, the Council has decided to honor a deserving hospice as well as a distinguished personality in recognition of their exceptional service to the field of palliative medicine. This Excellence Award being presented today is a significant recognition indeed, and it's my pleasure now to announce the 2 worthy award winners to whom these Excellence Awards are being granted to today. To do the honors of now presenting these awards, it's my pleasure once again to invite our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardozo, and our president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, to please join us. I will now introduce to you the award winners, ladies and gentlemen, as I request the award to be brought up on stage. The Palliative Medicine Excellence Award in the Hospice category goes to Kane Jaffna Hospice. Let's put our hands together for the award winner as I now invite Dr. G. Rajiv to join us up on stage. Dr. G. Rajiv is representing Professor R. Surendran Kumaran, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, University of Jaffna. Here we have it, Kane Jaffna Hospice receiving the Excellence Award in the Hospice category. Congratulations to Kane Jaffna Hospice on receiving this Excellence Award. We have yet another award to be presented. This time it's the Palliative Medicine Excellence Award in the individual category. And in this category, our award winner is Consultant Clinical Oncologist at the Teaching Hospital in Batticaloa. Let's put our hands together for the award winner, Dr. Ahmed Iqbal. Congratulations to you, Doctor. We have Dr. Ahmed Iqbal, who is now the award recipient of the Palliative Medicine Excellence Award in the individual category. He's right here on stage. Once again, let's hear your applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Dr. Ahmed Iqbal. Congratulations to both of our award winners for their exceptional service and incredible contribution to the field of palliative medicine. We're indeed very grateful for all the good work that you do. Thank you very much to our chief guest and to our president as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost drawing close to the official end of our proceedings, but before we wrap up, let's remember that the success of this presidential induction ceremony today would not have been possible if it weren't for the many individuals who have contributed in making this an evening to remember. So we'd now like to take this opportunity to offer our contributors our heartfelt gratitude. To sum up our appreciation in a vote of thanks, please join me in welcoming the Honorary Secretary of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Kumudu Veerakone.
Good evening, all of you. Our chief guest, Mr. Ronald Cardoso, Counselor, Embassy of Brazil in Colombo. Our guest of honor, General Shavendra Silva, Chief of Defence Staff, President of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, outgoing President, Council members, respected dignitaries, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I am honoured to deliver the vote of thanks as the Secretary of the Second Council of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka on this memorable evening. On behalf of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, I would like to thank all of you for being a part of this special occasion. The College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka is privileged by the presence of Mr. Ronald Cardoso, Councillor, Embassy of Brazil in Colombo, our chief guest tonight. We all are inspired by your gracious presence on this important evening, sir. I take this immense pleasure in extending my sincere thanks to the guest of honor, General Shavendra Silva, Chief of Defence Staff, for gracing this occasion amidst the busy schedule. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to His Excellency Sergio Kenis, Ambassador, Federative Republic of Brazil, for his presence tonight. I also extend my thanks to His Excellency Tariq Ariful Islam, High Commissioner of Bangladesh, for being with us to witness this event today. Our occasion was further glamorized by the presence of Major General Milinda Piris, Vice Chancellor, General Sir John Kotalawala Defence University, Mr. Nandalal Hettiarachchi, Trustee of the Palliative Care Trust, Mr. Ravi Karunaratne, Trustee of the Palliative Care Trust. Thank you for your gracious presence at the function. My special thanks goes to all the dignitaries who joined us today, both physically and online, to witness this very important event of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. President Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, immediate past President Dr. Lakshmi Somatunga, Council members and all the members of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, you are the strength of pillars of the college since the founded moment. I must mention my deep sense of appreciation for all of you for your support and contribution in numerous ways to make this event a success. I would like to express my appreciation towards our well-wishers who sent us their encouraging words and best wishes from around the world. We are very much grateful to the AV team, the management and the staff of the Golf Face Hotel Colombo. And finally, thank you Ms. Trishma Pinto for her fantastic job of comparing this evening. On behalf of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka, I humbly request all of you to join hands with us to strengthen the palliative care services in Sri Lanka that will really help to improve the quality of life in all Sri Lankans. We invite all of you for the fellowship. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant time ahead.
Thank you very much to Dr. Kumudu Veerakon for those very warm words of gratitude extended to everybody involved in making today a memorable event. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we now draw the curtains on the presidential induction of the College of Palliative Medicine of Sri Lanka. Once again, we congratulate and wish the very best to our new president, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, as well as his entire council for a year of great success to follow. It's our pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to invite all of you now to join us for dinner and fellowship. Dinner will be served in about 10 to 15 minutes, but of course we welcome you to stay on for the fellowship right after this. With that, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up our proceedings here tonight, we thank you for enriching our ceremony with your presence. And on that note, as we now come to the end of our formal proceedings, may I request us all to please rise as our dignitaries will now leave the hall in a ceremonial procession. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your presence here tonight, and I wish you a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you.